Hi, everybody. It's Jean Humbrecht with Humbrecht Law, criminal and traffic defense attorney in Manassas, Virginia. Welcome to my semi-weekly local business spotlight. Today, I am joined by my colleague and friend, Julie Burke. She is going to be talking to us about the Prince William County Social Collective. That is a mouthful. Julie, you want to tell everybody a little bit about that while I share the video?
Sure. The Prince William County Social Collective is a free networking group for any small business that is either located or does business within Prince William County, Virginia. We hold free networking meetings. We just went to a twice a month calendar where we are having one coffee in Haymarket, Virginia, and a second one down in the eastern part of the county, which is in Woodbridge. And yeah, we're just here to promote small businesses to try to become referral partners for them and drive business.
So you mentioned that it's a networking group and that you have the 2 coffees a month. What is it that makes the Prince William County Social Collective, or the social collectives in general, different from other networking groups?
Sure. One, they're free, although there probably are some other free networking groups out there. But I think the main difference is we are about giving back to the community. So we have partnerships with local nonprofits where we either ask for product donations to then give to those nonprofits, or if people are so inclined to give monetary donations to those nonprofits. In Prince William County, we're going to be holding we're calling it the Christmas tea right now. It might have a different name, but it'll be in December. And we will be giving all proceeds of that event to a local nonprofit. And we will be using vendors from Prince William County too. So we're going to be using vendors. It'll take place in Prince William County, and the money will be given back to a nonprofit within Prince William County. So it's just kind of full circle there.
Okay. Well, yeah, a lot of networking groups don't do that, or at least not that I'm aware of. So
Yeah.
that's good to know.
Yeah.
So tell me, and I'm asking these questions like I've never been there. Tell me what somebody can expect at the monthly coffees. So the coffees are every month, and then we'll
Correct.
get to the happy hours next. But what can they expect if they come to a coffee?
Sure. There is you walk in. We ask for a business card because we always have door prizes that we give out at the very end. But it's the first 20 minutes or so is an opportunity for people to mingle, chat, get to know people, see old friends, catch
Mhm.
up. Since they're only monthly, sometimes people don't see each other until that meeting. Then we go into, we do have some speakers of some local businesses because we do sell some sponsorship um, packages. Because it's a free event, we do like to provide coffee. So we get sponsors to uh, give them some recognition in front of the group in lieu of buying the coffee for everybody. And then we do some breakout sessions, and we try really hard to make those breakout groups very random. The whole point is for you not to sit with your best friend because your best friend knows what you do, or they should, or we're going to make the assumption they should or do. So we try to make those breakouts as random as possible to really afford the people the opportunity to get in front of true new faces. You never know who's going to be a good referral partner for you. Um, we we ask that everybody go in with the understanding of not everybody's going to be your customer, but somebody may know of somebody else who could be. And yeah, we try to limit it to about an hour and a half. We know everybody's time is very precious these days, so we try to honor that and keep the whole meeting to about an hour and a half.
Okay. And is there a set time of the day that these coffees occur on?
Yep. So the Woodbridge Coffee is the first Tuesday of the month at 10 a.m. The Haymarket Coffee is the third Tuesday of the month at 10 a.m. Um, we do have an upcoming happy hour. I'm gonna segue for you if that's okay. Um, we try to have a happy hour We try to do that mid-county, so somewhere in Manassas, so both sides of the counties can come together and don't have to drive very far. But
Hmm.
the reason why we try to do a happy hour is because some people do have businesses, but yet still have full-time jobs.
Hmm.
Um, the For whatever reason, they need the stability of that, and or have not transitioned full-time into their business. So we try to have a happy hour once a quarter in order to capture and invite those people who can't make a mid-morning coffee.
Yeah, and you said those are quarterly.
Yes.
Okay. And that's a really good idea, and I'm glad that you guys are doing that because I mean everybody's schedule is crazy and different, and some people can only do mornings, some people can only
Mm-hmm.
do lunches,
Mm-hmm.
some people can only do evenings, just based on whatever their schedule is. And as business owners, like we don't have schedules, things are just crazy.
Right. Right.
So for people that, if you can't make, the two coffees in a particular month, you've missed all that time, that you could have interacted with those people. So it's good that that's another option in there.
Yes, and I always say everybody's welcome. We want everybody there. The only reason why you're not allowed, or the only excuse I take is you have work or clients that you have to deal
Yes.
with.
Well, I would hope so, Julie. Thank you. Sorry, Julie, I
that
have to go to court.
that one I will accept.
Okay. Yeah, because we have to make money, but we
Yes.
also have to grow our businesses.
Yes.
And that leads into, I guess, another question, because a lot of people who may be watching might not be very experienced in networking, or afraid of the idea of it, or have
Yep.
misconceptions of what it is. So can you kind of go into that and explain that to people? And I'm asking this as somebody who does not network. That's not
Right.
true at all. I
Right.
mean,
And you and I both network a lot. So
yes.
we don't have some of these issues, but the people who don't network a lot sometimes feel uncomfortable stepping into a room of people that they don't know. They don't even know where to start. They don't know who to introduce themselves to. They might not even know at that point in time who their ideal customer is, client. They just know that they need some business. And so let's go to a networking group, which is always a great idea. 100%. I completely agree with that. One of the things that we like to do at the Social Collective is really try to make it a very welcoming place for people to come in. We have started having somebody at the door welcoming people when they come through the door, giving them directions on what to do when they come through the door. Because we had been finding that people didn't know what to do, or they were just standing around because they didn't know anybody. And like I said, that first 20 to 25 minutes is really about just, hi, I'm Julie, and this is my business, and just kind of getting just even small introductions.
Hmm.
So we having that welcoming space is really, really, really huge. Um, Networking groups are also, I think that this is very important, is really just about meeting people and getting some business cards and making some connections.
Hmm.
It's not really the place to do business. You're not gonna go to one meeting for an hour and a half and walk away with business.
No.
It kind of, the funnel doesn't work that way. The sales funnel doesn't work that way. But it is an opportunity to meet new people and get in front of them, talk about your business. And then we always try to suggest, and I need to be better about putting this on my agenda, is setting up those one-to-ones of people that you want to connect with or you want to know more information about.
Hmm.
Um, that's where the business happens. The business happens in the one-to-one, which would be outside of the networking meeting. And a one-to-one can be a lunch, could be a coffee, could be a Zoom, can be a dinner, it could be a telephone call, it could be a text message, it could be whatever.
Hmm.
Um, because sales is really about relationships, and people purchase from people they know, like, and trust. And so you have to build that. That's not going to happen in an hour and a half networking meeting.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. And people, I don't know if it's a lot of people or not, but some people don't understand that, I guess,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
maybe get frustrated if they whether they pay to go to be in a group or not. After a short amount of time, if they don't have any clients, then they're frustrated and they don't want to go back. But it it takes time to build relationships, and you never know who you're going to meet, and you never know when that person is going to call you or refer
Mm-hmm.
you somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I was referred a client by somebody that I was in a Bible study group when I worked on Capitol Hill 14 years ago, and
Wow.
he just saw, and I don't communicate with this person, we're just Facebook friends, but he saw everything that I was posting, knew what I did, and then when his friend had an issue, he told his friend to call me.
Yep.
So, but Bible study is not networking group, but my point is that, you never know who you're going to meet, and when they're going to refer you somebody in the future.
Exactly. Exactly. And right, because you never know who's going to be in a conversation with somebody else and will go, I know somebody. I got a
Mhm.
guy for that.
Yeah, exactly. Now, getting back also to people who might be uncomfortable,
Mhm.
how many people generally come to the social collective meetings, and does everybody introduce themselves to the large group if it is a large group?
It's difficult when it's a large group.
Hmm.
I would say a large group is probably about 50 or above. And it's difficult to go around uh, and have everybody introduce themselves. With that said, we just had our very first coffee in Woodbridge, and we had so many new faces that we did take a few minutes to have everybody go around and introduce themselves and tell us what their business was. But I made it very clear in my fabulous way of saying just your name and just your business. Otherwise, we will never get out of here.
Yeah.
Um, but again, that was kind of an anomaly
Hmm.
for the reason why we did that. Our Haymarket coffee last month was 70 people, and we're still in a growth phase there. So it just gets to be really hard to do that when you're in a really large group.
No, and I understand that, and I was at the one in Haymarket. I pretty much
Mhm.
go to that one every month.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry I missed the Woodbridge one, but it is on my calendar. And I ask that because people who might be afraid of speaking in front of large groups, that's not what they're getting at the collective unless they want that. It's more
Exactly.
because it's too big and it doesn't benefit anybody. So it's the small breakout sessions, right? That they'll have a couple minutes to talk about what they do.
Yeah. So, what people who are uncomfortable doing that, this has been happening a lot more lately, and I love it because I lead the group and have become kind of this referral partner for everybody in the collective. And given that I'm one of the leaders, I get people who just come to me directly saying, I need somebody. Do you know somebody who does X, Y, or Z?
Hmm.
So when somebody is new to the group and they're in a breakout, it's really funny because I've never said to do this. I didn't, you know, but people who've been around a lot will bring that new person up to me and introduce them to me. So we just get a minute or so just to, exchange some pleasantries, and I get to know their business a little bit. I
Hmm.
always offer to do a one-on-one with them so I can learn more about their business. They can learn more about the collective.
Hmm.
Um, so that's just kind of happening naturally, but it's awesome. I love it. And it just
Yeah.
kind of goes back to that welcoming atmosphere of you might have walked in that door a stranger, but you're not going to leave a stranger. You're going to leave as a friend.
And that's 100% true.
Mhm.
Every time I go to one of the collective events, I always, of course, meet new people, but
Mhm.
there are a lot of people that I know and recognize, and everybody is just always so friendly. I
Mhm.
know some of them from this group or from this or from that. And not to intimidate new people because there might be somebody that knows nobody in the group.
Right.
But my point is that it's just such a fun, welcoming, low pressure, like no pressure group.
Yeah.
Everybody is just of course they're going because they want to meet people and grow their business, but you don't get that impression from them that they're just trying to sell. Everybody, they want to know about you, and they're just friendly, and I
Right.
like it. That's why I
Yeah.
go.
Yep, yep. It really is. I mean, my favorite part, well, I shouldn't say my favorite. One of my favorite parts of our meetings is at the very beginning when everybody's just showing up and all the hugs and all the, oh my gosh, how are you doing? And I haven't seen you in so long, and how's business and what's going on, and just the kind of catching up of old friends. And great to see you again. And that's kind of one of my favorite parts of the whole meeting, because it just shows that there's a lot of, for lack of a better word, a lot of love,
Mm-hmm.
and people care. And I
Yes.
think that's just what we all kind of want.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great. I love it.
Oh,
And
good.
the group has been growing
Mhm.
exponentially, I would say.
Yeah.
You grew out of the space that you used to use because you have too many people. And
Yep.
that's a testament to how good of a group it really is. I mean,
Yep.
it is a free group. And I mean, there's pros and cons to free and paying,
Right.
but, you know, people, I would think that people, would pay to go to a group. It would seem, I don't know. I've paid to go to networking groups. I've gone
Hmm.
to free networking groups, and sometimes the when I say free, the free ones are better than the other ones. And which actually is going to lead me into my next question. You
Yeah.
mentioned people sponsoring the
Yes.
collective coffee. Can you tell everybody what a sponsor would get and be required to do?
Sure. So for $100, you become a sponsor. You in your business, I should say, become a
Hmm.
sponsor of the coffee, that one particular meeting. And we collect your logo from you, and we give you what we call a shout out in the Facebook group in a few days leading up to the coffee or meeting, and just say, thank you so much to Humbrecht Law for sponsoring our coffee. We can't do these free coffees if somebody doesn't sponsor. Now, is it terrible that people need to buy their own coffees? Probably not. They're probably going to buy them anyway, but it's kind of a nice little perk.
Hmm.
Um, so we do that shout out on Facebook, and then you get a minute in front of the whole group. And the only people who get to get up and speak in front of the whole group typically are those that are sponsors or those that are collective clients. And I'll shelve that. If you want to get into that, we can, or we could just leave that there.
Oh, actually, that's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
I've talked to Julie about this before, and I have to remember that not everybody knows all the details. So tell us about what a collective client gets that would be different from a coffee sponsor.
Sure. So a collective client in Prince William County um, pays on a monthly basis. We ask for a 6-month commitment. It's basically a marketing package. We are here to help you grow your business. So what we do is we post on your business's behalf 3 times a month. You will receive your logo on any print material that we have at the coffee or in the Facebook group leading up to the coffee. So like we will put your logo on the cover photo of the Facebook group. Um, and then again, like I said, any print material that we have at the coffee itself. Right now, you get a minute to talk about your business in front of the group. That will be phasing out, but that is something that we are currently doing. And I just started a mastermind for my clients. So because our clients is seat specific, and what I mean by that is if you are a plumber and you are a client in Prince William County, you are the only plumber that we afford this opportunity to.
Hmm.
Um, but what I was finding was talking to all of these small business owners, and given that they're all in different industries, they all have the same issues. They're all small business owners that have the same issues. So I just held my first mastermind of this group of people this past week, and I kind of went in with not an agenda. I basically said, this is your group, and I want this to go where you guys want it to go. I want it to be as helpful as you guys need it to be. I'm taking ideas. I did have a backup idea to what to talk to them about, because I tag them a lot in a lot of Facebook posts when people are looking for particular services. And I said, I just want to make sure that you guys have a process set up that when I do tag you, you are then following up with that particular person who is looking for that service. Um, so we talked about that. We're getting but we had an excellent conversation about scaling businesses and growing businesses, because that's hard and it's scary. You kind of get into this comfort level, And what is the next step for your business? Is it bringing on an employee, which is super scary? Is it investing in something which might need a loan taken out in order to make that investment happen? Is it spending money on marketing in a way that you've never done it before, so you don't know what the outcome is going to be?
Mhm.
So we talked a lot about that, and that seems to be a really hot topic for them, because you want to be as big as you can be, but every step of the way comes with its set of challenges.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
how do you overcome them? And what I found with this group is it was really wonderful to see them come together and offer suggestions for their colleagues. And, oh, I have a guy who can help you with that. And, all of these great kind of, conversations going on to just help
Mhm.
and become referral partners for each other.
Now, is that the mastermind that you just mentioned, is that something for the collective clients or anybody in the collective?
That is just for collective clients.
Okay.
Right now, it's just in Prince William County. Um, it may go to other counties. Hard to say right now.
Mhm. Now, you keep mentioning Prince William County. Are there collectives in other counties?
Yes, there is. Yes,
People
there
can.
is.
Okay.
The biggest one is in Loudoun County. There is a Fairfax County. We just are getting Fauquier County up and going again. And then further out in Winchester, which I believe is Frederick County. There's one up in West Virginia, which I think is Berkeley County.
Oh, didn't know
And
that.
then there is one in Maryland, which I think is Montgomery/Washington County. I think they've combined those two. So yeah, those are the ones that are currently operating right now.
And so can people attend any or all of the collectives?
Anybody is more than welcome to attend whatever meeting they would like to.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have the Loudon June meeting on my calendar because
Yes.
I just can never make their meetings because that it's just a hard day for me every time. But this one I am going to. And
Did you go?
Julie's
You
right, it
did
is.
you go to the one in March?
No, I haven't been in a while just because with my schedule it was hard
Yeah.
to get to that one. But
There were
they're
over
all
there
the
were over
and
300 people at the one in March. It is
wow.
very, very big. But there's no way you can meet 300 people
Yeah,
in
no,
two
no way.
hours. But I will say the way that Lisa, who is the leader of the Loudoun County Social Collective and is actually the founder of all of the social collectives, the way that she did breakouts, I left with 29, I would say 25 to 30 good conversations and business cards and contacts to follow up with.
Mhm.
So, which is actually a really great number if you think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think the most I've never had that many. I
Yeah.
have never had that many. So that's really good. And you, I go to the Frederick County one too. Frederick County out in Winchester.
Hmm.
When I can, that's a good group too. And in my experience going to the different meetings, I have not, and I'm sure people go, but I have not seen the same people at the different groups because obviously you're going to probably go to the one that's convenient for you.
Right.
So you get to meet a whole new set of people. It's
Right.
not, yeah, and I mean, which is, and you might see like one or two people, but and my experience also with the other ones is, I mean, they're friendly and you feel just as welcome going into those. That was actually the Frederick County Social Collective Coffee was the
Yep.
first networking event I went to out in Winchester. And
Right.
everybody was so nice and helpful and welcoming. And I met so many people and met so many people through those people.
Right.
I ended up joining the chamber not long after that, just because I had such a great experience. And
Yeah.
that's where it started at the collective coffee.
Yep.
And if you are not I didn't know anybody there, not one person, but there were people that came up and introduced themselves to me, and I introduce myself to people, and which I'm an outgoing person, as are you, but
Right.
it's always hard when you go to an event where you don't know anybody.
Right.
But there's a point of me saying that is that there are people that will go up to you. So if you're
Hmm.
afraid to go to a
Hmm.
group where you don't know anybody and you truly don't, they will make you feel comfortable at your group, at the Frederick one, the social collectives in general, but the Prince William County obviously is, you know, where
Your
I spend
favorite.
most
You
of my
can you
time.
can say it. You can say it. It's your favorite.
Well, if Lisa's watching, she'll get mad. But I mean,
Oh,
I live and work in Manassas, so of course it's
right.
convenient. But
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't go if it wasn't worth my time because
Right.
there are so many things that you, anybody could be doing, networking or not, and I I don't
One
know
of
if
the
I
things that we've been talking about, like it, and it has to be entertaining and it has to be
yes.
fun. We want people to come back. And the worst thing in the world to me is going to a dry meeting, and you're like, this could have been done over an email, like right,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
or a Zoom or whatever. But we are about people coming together in a space because that's where the connections are made and that's where the relationships are made. But it also needs to be fun. If it's not fun, let's not do it.
Right.
So that's kind of my philosophy. And yeah, we've been having a lot of fun putting these together and trying to get everybody's name out there that we can to drive business. And I've been connecting. I'm waiting for the gentleman to get back from vacation, but I've even made a connection with the Small Business Association to try to connect more with them, to bring them in to help train, guide, train, whatever you guys want,
Mhm.
we will do. So we're always open to ideas. If anybody has any.
Oh, one thing I thought of, can you
Yeah.
tell everybody how the collectives actually started? Because I'm 99% sure I know, but I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Oh, Lisa Adams is the founder of the collective. She and her husband own a plumbing business up in Leesburg called Artisan Plumbing, and she started this as a way to drive business to the plumbing business. And given that it was free and it's an uplifting group, it's a positive group, it's fun to come to, and it's all those things, it just kind of blossomed and bloomed and took off. I think free helps because then that makes it an even playing field for everybody.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, but yeah, so and it worked. Her and her husband's plumbing business is doing very, very well. But so are the collectives, and so she has big plans for the collectives coming down the road. I'm really excited to. I only know a little bit, but and I don't even know half of it. I only know a little bit, but there's some big things coming, so it's going to be exciting.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But so did the collectives start during the pandemic and did they start online?
No.
Oh.
It started right before the pandemic in
Oh, okay.
2019. Her first, she just put something, I believe, out on her personal Facebook page and said, "Hey, does anybody want to meet me at this coffee shop and network?" And she said she had 25 people show up,
Oh, wow.
and it just kind of went from there. Um, I'm going to be honest with you. What did we do over COVID? I don't even remember.
So I remember that I found out about it during the pandemic and I joined
Okay.
all the Facebook groups and just everybody was like nobody knew what we were doing in the beginning of the pandemic, but
Right.
a lot of people were posting and helping other people and referring other people on the Facebook groups, and that obviously grew over time. I actually got clients referred to me in the collective Facebook pages during the pandemic by people whom I never actually met in person. That's how
When
I found it it just came up on Facebook.
and when you have a service like Jean does, which when you need her, you really need her, um, that's what happens. Not everybody has that kind of business that you can just tag somebody in a post and business comes your way. But there
Mhm,
are businesses out there that do have those kind of businesses where
mhm.
you can just tag them and business comes their way. So yeah, I think it's also a testament of how you handle yourself and run your business and the integrity in which you do it.
Oh, well, thank you. That's nice to hear. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
sure. It's true. It's true.
Um, and but that again goes to getting to know people over time and building the relationships. You're not going to know who somebody is when you meet them one time.
Right.
It's, seeing them, over and over again, and sometimes over years, or maybe you click right away and you become friends and you go out for happy hour. But you don't know somebody meeting them once. You might know what they do,
Right.
but that's where the one-to-ones that you mentioned come in, like following up with them. And like we did a one-to-one, like, which was weird because we've talked so many times before we
I
did
know,
that
but we just
one-to-one.
had it. But I learned so much more about you. I mean,
Yeah.
uh, maybe I shouldn't say it in a live on Facebook, but I've used Jean's services, and so I was a client of hers prior to us ever having a one-to-one. So that was a
Mhm.
little bit backwards.
Yeah.
However, I learned so much more about you and your philosophy and where you're coming from, and you're celebrating 10 years in August, which is amazing.
Hmm.
And you told me, I hope this is okay to say, you're like, I never thought I'd be in business for myself, I never thought I'd have my own practice. And
Hmm.
but that just goes to show that sometimes life takes you down a road that you didn't expect, but here you are and you're killing it. And 10 years in business is a huge achievement.
Thanks, Julie. I appreciate you, first of all, even remembering that. That it's been 10 years. Um, but yeah, yeah. And no, she's 100% right. I never intended to start my own business. It's just something that happened. And, now it's, for me to leave my business to do something else, that would be a very hard thing to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I enjoy it. And as business owners, we know that there are pros and cons. But the biggest pro, I think, is flexibility. I can go to a coffee at 10 o'clock in the morning. So
You know what? It's funny, since I become a bit my own business owner, I can't. I just can't go back. I can't. I have a husband and a house and three. I'm not gonna say small kids, but younger kids who still need me at home. And but I can run the collective, or and I have help running the collective. I'm not in this by myself.
mhm.
Shout out to Alix and Joanne. Um, but but the flexibility is the number one, by far the number one reason for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because some mornings I wake up at 4 o'clock, and to do work or go to the gym or whatever, because I know I've got stuff in the middle of the day, personal or otherwise, that I have to do, and I'm going to lose those work hours. So I
Right.
mean, I can work on a Saturday. It's not a 9 to 5 thing. You own your own business, so you have the flexibility to do those other things, but you also end up having late nights or early mornings or working on weekends to make up for it. But that's your choice. So
Right. And that's why you're in it for the love of what you're doing.
exactly.
And you're out there helping people, in your way. We're out, the collective is out there helping people
Hmm.
in its way. And at the end of the day, you can put your head down and say, whew, I did all I could.
Exactly. Exactly. I can't give the Prince William County Social Collective enough good reviews. I probably should write a review online,
That would
but
be
I
amazing.
I just I enjoy the group so much, and Julie and Joanne and Alix, they do so much, and Julie with her new role of taking on the clients and doing all that. I mean, you put a lot of time into this, and I hope that people tell you that that's appreciated. We all notice it. I mean, the
They
group is
do.
growing for a reason, and whether or not you can say I got a client from the Social Collective Coffee, or I got a client after 3 months at the Collective Coffee, you're building those relationships with those good people, and they are good people.
Yeah.
And and the people that your group attracts, you, like I said earlier, you want to be there, and you enjoy being there, and you never know who you're going to meet.
Yep. Yep. And if I don't know if can I just put this out there? We're kind of we had a local business owner who owns a restaurant in Manassas. Um, not Manassas, not Old Town Manassas, not Manassas proper, but kind of on the outskirts of Manassas. Um, Post in the group recently this past week that they are struggling. And so, you hate to hear that, but are so thankful that they actually said something. So we are putting an impromptu little group together, and anybody is welcome to come. It's at Scrimp Shack in Manassas. It's in the Sky Zone parking lot. They're in the same shopping center where Sky Zone and Amazon Fresh are in Manassas. So kind of right off of 66 and Sudley Road. And we're going to be meeting there Friday at 1 o'clock. And we're going to have lunch and have a good time. And there is no agenda. It's really about people just coming and supporting Scrimp Shack. But if some networking happens, that's great too.
Mhm.
But we really do want to be as involved in the community as we can be. So I was thankful that Michelle posted something because now we can help. Now, I mean, our lunch is not going to save a restaurant, but if we can kind of get the word out that business is really slow for them. And we all have to eat, and I love seafood, so say no more. I'm there.
Exactly. Exactly. And that, again, that's another testament to how great the people in the collective are, that they hear that somebody, a fellow business owner in the area, is struggling, and they'll just, just go to help them in any way they can.
Yeah, and we can't do that for every business, but
Of course.
a restaurant's a little bit easier to help out to do that.
Mhm.
But it was amazing how many people commented on the post of, "Oh, I love that place. I haven't been there in a while. I'll put it back on my radar."
Mhm.
Because people forget. People are busy. They don't mean not to go. They don't mean
Yeah.
not to follow up. They don't mean to not reach out. They don't mean to not do those things that we all kind of get in our head of, "Oh, they really didn't want my service," or, "Oh, they didn't really want it." It's like, no, people just forget. People are busy.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm really thankful that Michelle put that out there because that's hard to do. You don't want to ever tell a whole Facebook group of people that you're struggling, but at the same time,
Mhm.
if you need some business, let us know. We'll do whatever we can to help.
Mhm. And you might not know that somebody is struggling because it might not look like they're struggling. It
Right.
might look like they have good business and people are coming in the door and ordering from them. But the cost of and I don't know what their issue is, and but cost of goods may have gone up. They might be short staffed. I mean, there might be other reasons that, you can't see. So you don't know that they're struggling.
Right. Right. Exactly. Facebook, as wonderful it is for our small businesses, can be deceiving sometimes. And we all just get the highlights. We don't always know the full story, and we have to remind ourselves of that. So yes, absolutely, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah. And then a lot of people, only put the good things on Facebook. They don't
Right,
put the
because who wants to hear the bad stuff? People don't want to hear the bad stuff.
yeah, or you're embarrassed, or whatever. But yeah, so you might not know, a business or a person, is struggling because it looks like they're doing okay. See, look, I can I can equate it to something else too.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, the point is, like, people just don't know, and there's no shame in asking for the help.
Yeah, because if we can and it's in our control, 100%, a
Hmm.
100%.
Hmm.
Yeah, no. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I think if you're so desire to kind of get a flavor, pardon the pun, of the collectives, I'll be there. I think Alik said that she was going to be able to make it. Joanne said she's going to try. This was kind of impromptu, so it's not on everybody's calendar. But if it does fit within your calendar, come on out. We'd love to see you, have you. Welcome. It's all very impromptu. It's very low key. It's very just come have some lunch and let's just all kind of talk.
Hmm. Yeah, and this is not one of the standard collective meetings.
Right.
This is this Friday at 1. I would be there if I didn't have court. Um, but so the meetings are the coffees are the first Tuesday of the
Tuesday.
month in Woodbridge at 10 a.m.
Yep.
Um, is there a standard location for that?
Um, we think, but we're not positive yet.
Where is it going to be next month if anybody wants to go?
Well, I think it's going to be at the same place, which is Aragon Studios down
Okay.
in the Tackett's Mill Shopping Center in Woodbridge. They seemed very interested in having us back, which is thrilling words to our ears. So I think we will be back there. We just kind of need to solidify that. The June Coffee and Haymarket is going to be on June 18th, which is a Tuesday at 10 o'clock at Great Maine Brewery. And a little something different for the coffee. I met a lady at the Manassas Farmers Market who has a coffee truck, a mobile coffee truck. So she's going to come park in the parking lot, and that's how we're all going to get our coffee. So
Oh, nice.
Small businesses supporting small businesses.
Nice.
Yes.
And the happy hour that you mentioned, can you tell everybody again where and when that is?
Sure. That is this upcoming Tuesday, May 21st at 4:30 at Old Town Sports Pub in Manassas on Center Street.
Mm-hmm. And if you have another event that you have to go to that day, as a few of us do,
Yeah.
I know we're probably watching, you can go to and I know people are doing this, you can go to the first event and then come to the collective after. There's no reason to skip the collective coffee because people will still be there. And I know people, including myself, I'm going to the first one and then I'm going to the collective coffee happy hour. First,
good.
So many reasons
I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah. So unfortunately, we did not. It didn't click with us that there is another networking group that has a standard meeting that evening. That is kind of their meeting time. So our next happy hour, we will try to work on it not conflicting with that other group. But that would be great. There's no reason to not to come to both.
Yeah. Right. And I know people did that the last time, and that's what I'm doing. I mean, people aren't really thinking anything of it. They're just going to go to both of them. So
why not?
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine. Hey, we support other networking groups too. We are all here for different reasons. And I think that's, when you ask, how are we different, and I think you could ask the same question to those other groups and they would have a fabulous answer. We all meet a different need in some way. And and we're kind of the more the merrier, Yeah.
Well, I will definitely be seeing you next Tuesday.
Good. Have you registered already? Did you register to come?
No. I mean, okay. I'll take care of it.
Okay. I'll send you the Evite. We just need to kind of have numbers just to make sure that, because we will have some appetizers there for some people.
Oh, okay.
By the time you get there, they may all be gone though, Jean.
That is true. That's what happens if I don't come when you guys start. But yeah, and that location is so perfect for me because it's right by my house.
Exactly.
Yeah. You must have, reading my mind.
Right. I didn't, but I'll say that I did. Yes.
Okay.
We had you completely 100% right in front of the brain.
They planned the whole thing just around me.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else? Because I mean, there's so much more we could talk about with networking in general, but is there anything else that you want to tell people about the group or anything, the collectives or anything?
I mean, one of the things that we're trying to do is really grow the Facebook group to it's very small business owner heavy, as it should be. It's a networking group. However, we really want to become this referral hub for people. So if you feel comfortable inviting your friends, your family, your colleagues to the group who may not have a small business, it is a great way to get a lot of referrals for people who are outside of the networking world and have a guy for everything. Believe it or not, there's a whole subsection of people out there that don't know a plumber or a roofer or a lawyer or, and want some real referrals with some real life experience with that particular business owner. So that's kind of one of our long-term goals.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing to know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Julie, I always forget to tell people when we first start, when I end the live stream, you and I will still be here so we can chat for a second. You don't have to close the screen. But if there's nothing else you want to talk about, then I guess we will say goodbye and thank you everybody who tuned in. I can't see I just see who liked it, but we did have a lot of people actually watching it. So Carmen Flores and Mark Farrell actually put the thumbs up. So
all right.
So thank you,
Carmen is
Julie.
with Because of Why. I'm not familiar with the other gentleman, but look forward to meeting
Oh,
him.
he's I know he's married to a lawyer I know, and actually their parents used to be my dad's boss like 30 years ago.
Oh
Such
my
a small
gosh.
world. Yeah.
It is a small world, that is for sure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but thank you, Julie. I really appreciate your time. We're all very busy, and I know that you've got family stuff and kids games and all that stuff that you probably
Have
have
you
to
been
get
seeing
to.
them walk through the screen? My
I only
kids.
saw one.
Okay, and the other one was like, "Mom, mom," and I'm like, I can't even turn around. Can't.
Oh, I didn't hear that. So but I also just before we leave, I just wanted to let you know that everybody really appreciates everything that you do for the collective. Yeah, so it's very much appreciated, and we all enjoy coming, and that it's a
Good.
testament to how well that you run the group that it just keeps growing every month.
Yes, no, it's been very exciting. I really love it. I really enjoy it, and yeah, so thank you. People have been extraordinarily nice and been very pleasant and lovely of giving us all props about how the group is growing. So
Good.
I feel like we're on the great track.
Yes, 100%.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks again, Julie,
Thank
and I
you.
will see everybody at the next live in 2 weeks.
Yay. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.